Hello again. I'm really proud of my Steven Moffat plot holes video, which at the time of writing has gotten over 66,000 views, but I wanted to briefly address some criticisms and counterarguments regarding my analysis in the video. As many viewers pointed out, I was wrong about the Impossible Girl story arc. The name of the Doctor's climax suggests that by jumping into the Doctor's time stream after the Great Intelligence, Clara essentially cancelled out the Great Intelligence and replaced him with her own splinters. It's not a plot hole, but it's still a very lazy and poorly conveyed resolution. It's true that in discussing the wonky implications of the Doctor's supposed death, I was speaking more from the perspective of an outside fan than someone living within the show's universe. Not everybody in the universe of the show will know about the standard 12 regeneration limit of Time Lords, how many incarnations the Doctor has, or what order they're in. However, the fact that there are incarnations after the 11th Doctor, and so many before him, makes the Doctor's supposed death pretty redundant. If people meeting incarnations of the Doctor, past or future, just assume him or her to be dead in the future, then the Doctor hasn't made himself hidden or less noticeable at all. The universe seems to have forgotten about the Doctor's death at Lake Silencio, and Moffat has since ignored the idea, because there's no net change to the formula. Some people have pointed out that the Doctor has deleted himself from all of the universe's databases, so that there are no official records of his existence. But this doesn't mean he doesn't exist. A lot of people he or she interacted with will and do remember him, tales and legends of the Doctor are passed down throughout history, and the Doctor keeps adventuring and making his or her presence known. I rolled my eyes into my skull when River Song announced that she had been acquitted because there are no records of her murder victim, the Doctor, ever existing. At first, the Doctor's faked death and him deleting all records of his existence no longer seem like plot holes, but rather just pointless plot developments, but it gets worse. The Doctor erasing himself from the universe's database retroactively mucks up a lot of the show's continuity, including the Silence's own assassination plot on the Doctor. If the Doctor erased all records of his existence, then how did the Silence even know about his death at Lake Silencio? Now that's a huge plot hole wrapped up in nearsighted, redundant writing. It may be a generalization to assume that every human visiting the papal mainframe will have seen the Apollo 11 moon landing broadcast and been subconsciously conditioned to kill Silence. But I'm an Australian living almost half a century after the moon landing, and I've definitely seen the broadcast footage, and therefore the message in the recording. Clara would have seen the footage, especially since she's a teacher. She wasn't at that point, but still. I think it's fair to assume that a substantial proportion of humans, even in the far future, will have seen the moon landing broadcast, and so many visitors to the papal mainframe would be subconsciously compelled to attack the silent priests they meet there, thus making the Silence role as priests ludicrous. I made some mistakes in my first Steven Moffat plot holes video, but I still completely stand by my final point. I think that the Silence did intend to destroy the universe by blowing up the TARDIS. What greater silence could there be than almost the entire universe being wiped out? Moreover, if the Silence had blown up the TARDIS merely to disable it, thus grounding the Doctor and preventing him from reaching Trenzalore, then they would have created a paradox, as the Doctor would not have been able to reach Lake Silencio to complete the fixed point of his death. But if the Silence had blown up the TARDIS with the intent of destroying the universe, then the whole continuity of time would essentially be wiped clean. As such, the Doctor's death at Lake Silencio no longer exists as a fixed point in time, and thus destroying the TARDIS no longer creates a paradox. So it is basically like throwing out your car because the muffler broke. Moffat likes to emphasize that fixed points in time cannot be altered or averted, but destroying the universe would remove the fixed point at Lake Silencio altogether, which is why I think that the Silence did intend to destroy the universe by blowing up the TARDIS. It's still massively overkill and bullshit, which is why I still consider it to be the biggest plot hole in Moffat-led Doctor Who. The conclusion of Series 9 was a disaster, but overall Peter Capaldi's era has been simple and effective, with more discrete, self-contained story arcs in each series, instead of vast multi-series arcs. But Matt Smith's era, while containing plenty of classics, was riddled with lazy writing and plot developments that clash with each other and which Moffat hadn't adequately thought through. I hope you enjoyed this video, in which I expanded upon and corrected some of my plot hole analysis. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Oh